Hello everyone, and welcome to my newest video from airgunforums.co.uk. Today I'm doing a bit of a review. Well, it's not this is the start of a review, and it's an unboxing at the minute, which is when you get in this part. I was contacted by a company and asked if I would review a product for them. Now, I don't often get the opportunity to review many products unless I purchase them myself, because I'm honest and a lot of people don't like me to be honest. So I don't know if any of you saw my mid-water luggage review I did, which I purchased again myself, but I'm sure Paul from Midwater was cringing when I tested it, because I literally tried ripping my gun bag apart, etc., and I couldn't. It was built that solid. So I do really test stuff, and probably why people don't really ask me too much to do any reviews or tests. So they contacted me. Pergear is the company name. I'll probably put a little link up at the side of me. And what I've sent, it's their infrared system with the handheld grip, the mount and the cable, because it's for an iPhone, this one. You can get it for an iPhone and you can get it for Android. So I opened up the package. The infrared was in the box, cable was in the package, the trigger handle, the top mount, and obviously a nice little cleaning cloth, which is always appreciated. So it's just a bit of an opening at the minute. Just see what everything's like. The handle, that feels alright, yeah. It's nothing fancy, it's rubberized, which is nice. It isn't rubberized, no, it's, yeah, it's nice. It's plastic, but it doesn't feel plasticky. It almost feels rubber, sort of like rubberized on my fingers. Bit of grip at the back, but holds nice. I mean, my hands are, I think, largish, but it fits okay. It's probably, if I was really to be picky, it's maybe a little bit small for me. I maybe would have liked it a little bit bigger, but I'm only talking just a fraction bigger, maybe if that, and it would have suited me perfect, but still holds perfectly fine, etc. Grip's nice, and I suppose that size will work for pretty much everyone, because even like, I can still hold it fine, etc. It's just not necessarily perfect, but I'll get used to it. And my fingers fit where they're meant to, etc. Let's have a little look at the clamping system. Right, not quite sure how all this goes at the moment. Right, the only place that one can, I'll work it out in a minute, because that looks like that has to screw onto there, but that's a clamp. So, right, okay, I get you. It'll probably be that way, I would guess. I'll have to work this out in a minute. I think that's gonna, no, I'm not starting at the minute. I'll work it out. That's why that doesn't make sense. So that's gonna fix there. All right, that's good. It's got dovetail rail, etc. on there as well. It could be weaver mount. Right, so that goes like that. Right, got you. I'll probably have this back to front. Maybe. Let's see. Anyway, let's open the box and see what we get inside. To be fair, the metalwork, it seems well engineered. It's put together nicely. Yeah, that's a clamp like you get on the GoPro systems and what have you. And what's it? That's pretty tight. That's not going to shift anywhere. It has a little bit of movement if you really pull on it, but obviously that's against the threads. If you lock it there, it's going to just tighten and go rock solid there now. So yeah, that works fine. I'll have to push it back up to even be able to loosen that now. I'll put it that tight. That opens up smoothly. It's got the threaded section, and there's a couple of guide rails, so it's always going to run nice and smooth when they've got guide rails. That's a nice touch to have twin guide rails on it. All nicely machined. Everything seems to fit really well. Okay, let's open the box, see what we get in here. This is the Xinfrared T2 Pro, and obviously for iOS version. There we go. Sorry I'm recording in here today, it's just the house is a bit upside down at the minute. Let's take off the little band, do a nice little picture on there. Oh, that comes off really nice and smooth. Oh, that's a sticker, nice little transparent sticker. I'll just leave the little emblem on there. I might find somewhere to put that later. User manual and a little sort of message to the customers, etc. And yeah, another little label. What have we got here? Oh, nice, another little cleaning cloth. That's always good. The box is really nice inside. It's like a hardish foam, but it's really nice, and it even comes in like its own little case, which is really good. That's a really nice little done box. Some boxes you open them up and it's just a bit of plastic around with a bit of paper and stuff, but that's actually cut to size and stuff and done properly. And here's the bit of gear itself. There we go. It's really not massive. It's quite compact. That's the iPhone fitting and just its name on the back, etc. So another little smaller sticker there for fitting somewhere. So this is everything I get in the pack. I'm going to have a little play with it now, see how it goes together, etc. And I'll come back to you shortly. Right everyone, so this is it assembled. Camera fixes in the mount there. I did have this the wrong way around, so I just spun it round. Your phone clamps in here on the back. Rubber padded at the bottom just so you don't damage your phone, but I normally have my phone in a flip case, but I might just get a case for it to, like a gel case, just for that extra bit of peace of mind. I mean, I have had it in here already and it grips it perfectly fine. It's not marked the phone or anything, but I prefer to have my phone in a case, especially if it's going to be out in the dark and whatever. If I fall over, I'd rather have a bit of protection on the phone, so I'll just get a silicone case for it. And then your cable goes from there, plugs into the phone on the back, and you use your phone as a screen. You need to install the app, which was really easy to find, and it's called right at the very, it's like the third word in it. It's called Xinfraredx. So it's the exact same name as is on there, with that X that at the beginning, that's in this like circle. So it is the X Infrared. That's the name of the app. It's quite an easy app. I did as everyone does, and I paid no attention to the little walkthrough guide it gave me at the beginning, which I maybe really should have, but I'm a typical person. And then I just pressed the buttons to see what they do. It's still daytime at the minute, but it's working well. I found the settings. I realised I put the picture in picture because I couldn't work out what was going on because my camera wasn't moving. I was turning it and nothing looked right at anything I was looking at on the outlines. You focused the actual camera at the very front as well, so if something's out of focus, you just turn that to focus there. Focus is really quick and easy. But every time I moved that way, it was going that way. So I went into the menus and I found there's actually, depending on your phone orientation, etc., you can either mirror it or you can rotate it 180. Well, in my case, I needed to rotate it 180 and not mirror it, because otherwise it'd be the right way round but upside down. So I just rotated it 180. I had a little play. Tried out the red hot settings, etc., because it's a pretty cool evening. It's not dark yet, and I was going round, and the lights that are above my head, etc., and the side of my fridge down here, I was picking up red lines where they were, etc. I could see that my conservatory is losing a bit of heat out the roof, because sections of my conservatory roof were quite warm. So it works, and that's just from a quick basic test and in daylight. So, and it was focusing in well, etc., and it's picking everything up. You do have to just adjust your focus as you're looking at things further away. What I found quite nice was I was using picture in picture. It does have a setting on it so you can record with it as well. and you can take pictures as well with it and then export them to your phone. By what I mean by export them is it puts them into its own folder in the app, and if you go into the pictures in the app, you can then just save it and it will store them to your phone's memory, well, not your phone's memory, but your camera section of your phone. So it seems to work really well from what I've tested, just purely in the daylight, but it was identifying hotspots, etc., no problem. It identified a hotspot on a pigeon on next door's chimney, and that was in daylight, a light evening. So I'm actually looking forward to trying this out in the dark and see what I can see. Obviously I can't use it to show you at the minute because I'd have to have the phone in here, and then I won't be able to record myself right now. So hopefully the next part of this will be me testing it out, and it should be pretty much following straight on after this, as long as I've done my editing right. So I look forward to testing it out, and we'll see how it goes. Okay, I'm quickly back again, because while just packing this away ready to bring back out later, I noticed another couple of quick things which I'll point out. The clamp here and this one here are actually both sprung. So you're not actually unthreading it when you thread that, like you do on a lot of things. It is actually just sprung, which is a really nice feature. And if you notice now, I've actually got it mounted differently, because I've realised there's so many different mounting possibilities on this, it's ridiculous. You have extra screw mounts everywhere. So I've changed this round now, so the camera's that side, which means I've noticed that as a benefit, because then you've got a little metal cage there for your cable to come out of, so it just protects your cable against knocks, etc. next to the camera. It leaves me with the dovetail mount on the top. It could be a weaver actually, it's too wide to be a dovetail, I think it's a weaver mount. And also you've got a threaded connector at the top as well, which is the same type that the trigger grip uses. And you've got one on the actual back of there, so I guess you can trigger mount straight to that and have a camera mounted like that, straight on. I suppose if you're putting, or even like that, if you were to put the camera straight into the actual phone itself, I guess you could hold it like that, but I don't think you would for some reason. But I guess it's an option. Yeah, so I just thought I'd quickly come back and point out that I realised, I mean, that was maybe me did that wrong, and it should be there, which means I'm now going to have to flick the camera around again. So the camera was probably the right way, it's just I mounted it wrong. But you can have it, well, to be fair, it was turned the other way actually, and bolt it to shift it round that way. So I guess you can mount it any way you like, really. I suppose if you're mounting your phone the other way round as well, you'd have that cable on that side anyway, but I generally mount my phone that way round. So it's maybe my preference for my phone mounting angle, could be to do with it as well. But yeah, just thought I'd quickly come back on and mention that, and she'll now go off again and wait for a bit of darkness and some dryness, and hopefully carry on with the video. Here we are, I'm just out having a little walk, seeing what I can see about, trying out the thermal. I'm just walking up on a field here. I'll switch this off in a second and I'll go to what I can see really. Just having a little scan around. Oh, there we go, I'm going to move to the side of the road here. I'm going to switch this camera off now and switch over to my normal camera and take a quick picture from that so you can see what I'm looking at. Here's what I was just looking at. As you can see, from here you can't see anything. Them trees over there, they're probably about 200 yards away, 180, 200 yards away. So I'm just going to switch back now to thermal, because I'm pretty sure there's sheep at the far side of that field, and if I zoom in you can't see anything on my camera, it's just not going to have it. Right, here we are back on the thermal. and I'm still at the same place in the road, and that definitely looks like there's some sheep over there in the field. You can see them all over, and I couldn't see anything from here on my camera. So I'll zoom in a bit. Obviously it's a bit grainy, but they're a couple of 100 yards away. But no issue picking them up at all. Let me see if I can focus in on them any better. No, I think that's about it. But you can see them there. Oh, something in the middle of the field. That'll be about 100 yards away. Outside of that's going to be a rabbit. So I'm guessing that rabbit there is probably about 100 yards away in the middle of the picture. And that's actually quite long grass in that field. So I'm surprised I'm seeing anything small in there. Ooh, what have we got there? Oh, we got something in the grass near the edge. That's probably about 20 odd yards away, 30 yards maybe. I can't tell how far back it is in the field. See if I can just wander towards a bit without startling whatever it is, because it's in the long grass. Oh, there we go, it's a rabbit. So I mean, I can't really see it. Oh, there's another one. Let's see if I can get a bit closer. It's got to be about 30 yards or so away. But it's in long grass, so we're looking through quite long grass. Up. There we go. Just following it along the field. It's got to be about 30 yards away, that. I can't even see it. All I can see is dark grass. That's really surprised me. I'm impressed with that. It's looking up because it can probably hear me talking. But it can't see me. Like I say, it is in thick, long grass. It's not making a noise up there. I don't know what it is. It's probably a horse in one of the fields. Well, that's really surprising. Oh yeah, there. After panning around or whatever, straight back on it. No issue finding it with this. I mean, you just move around and stuff like... Oh, there we go, another one. That'll be a bit further away. That's probably about 35, 40 yards away. Sorry, just so you realise, I am zoomed right in, so I was zoomed in quite a bit there. But crikey, I'm actually really impressed with this. I mean, if I wasn't trying to look in long bloody grass, and when I say long grass, it's at least knee length, if not higher. So there'd be no physical way of seeing those rabbits there. There it goes, bouncing off. I'll measure that because that's by the cage. I'll check that in daylight tomorrow, because that even could be further away than I realise. Anyway, just a quick little test tonight. Out there, seeing plenty of stuff about. Something up near that tree up there, but I don't fancy walking a couple of 100 yards up the hill. Well, about 100 yards up the hill. Another rabbit there by it looks. A couple of rabbits there. Just zoom in. There we go. So I mean, well off there. By that, they've got to be about 50 yards away. 45, 50 yards. I'm really impressed with this. I mean, I didn't think, to be fair, I knew there was sheep in the field, but they're the far side of the field. They're like 200 yards away, if not more. But I wasn't expecting to see the rabbits bouncing about in that grass, because it's thick and long. There's no chance you couldn't see them by eye in daytime if they were in there. So I'm really impressed actually. Curious what that is up near the tree. I might go off and have a little nosy. We shall head on the journey. Could just be a group of rabbits, but it's a bit of a wonder. As you can see, I'm still nowhere near them ones there. That's the pole we were looking past earlier. And they're still up, so they may be even further away than I realised they were. Which means this picks up a good distance away. I'm still curious, there's heat near that tree. There's a lot of heat there. It looks like we've got some sheep hiding out there. Oh yeah. There we go. I'll keep walking up towards them. We're still a way off. Oh, there we go. Yeah, now they've actually moved a bit. You can fully see them. We're still a bit off from them. They're about 20 yards away. Just focusing on them. I'm going to try some of the different colour settings. That's black hot, red hot. You can see the hot spots on it. Ew. Not sure about them. I think I'll just run with the white hot. Black hot looks a bit weird to me. But red hot, you can see the hot spots in them. That's those. Where are a couple of lambs there? There they go, and more there, munching away. That one. Anyway, as you can see, it does work really well, and you can see by there the height of the grass because it's as high as the sheep's backs. Right, I'm back where I was stood the other night, but today I've got the rangefinder with me because my eyesight's really terrible for guessing ranges. So I thought I'd pop round here, have another view, and look with the rangefinder and see what the actual distances of everything were. So the cage over there, where I saw the rabbits, that I reckon was about 30 odd yard away, is 70 or 40 yard, whatever I said, is 72 yards. The main tree line back over there is, let's ping that, 287 yards, so I guess at 200 yards was a bit out. The tree up there, I had that about 100 I guessed. Oh, I can't complain of that, 108 yard, I wasn't too bad with that. Obviously that's the tree where I was looking at the sheep that were down there, and obviously the rabbits were over there. And the first area where I thought I saw the rabbits, I can angle, right, they have to have been about 50 yards away then. So I was originally looking at the rabbits over there, about 50 yard. They wandered off to about 70 odd yard over there. And then we saw the sheep up there. Zoom in there, sheep up there. I keep zooming on my hand. At that tree, which is about 110 yard away, which we went up and had a little look at. So for range, there's definitely no issue with range for telling what anything is. I mean, we were happy ideating that there were rabbits. The picture wasn't perfect, but rabbits bouncing about in the dark in the long grass at about 50 to 70 yard away, no problem ideating them. So I think really that's quite a positive test.